documentation and I downloaded it, like I can access it offline. Is
Yes.
that a good source of reference, as in for someone that is learning?
Yes, I think Python's documentation is like they give you like all of the function in its most original form. They tell you, okay, this is what this function does, and then they give you like how the syntax is like. But if you're not really familiar with how the general syntax of Python is, and I would say if you're really a beginner, at times it's not really easy for you to understand. Like you might read about, okay, this is how to apply this function, and then you might not really apply it in the correct way. I don't know how to explain this. At times it's usually easier for you to learn from like websites like W3 schools or Geek for Geeks, where like if there's an explanation about a particular function, or like a particular, let me say, topic in Python, they give you like the structure and like the syntax first, and there's usually like an example where you see how to apply it, and then there's usually like an explanation of like what the statements mean, like line by line and all. So in as much as Python's what you see in Python's website is like the most original form of anything about Python you want to learn, but it's not usually the easiest way you can learn it. I hope I
Okay, thank
answered
you.
your question.
Yeah, no, you did. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other question? Okay, if there's no other question, I think let me see, we should start by 8:05. Mhm. Uh-oh. Yeah, so let us start. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so we're going to can you see my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. Let me start by opening a new notebook for today. And let me see where we stopped yesterday. I think before we start with NumPy and Matplotlib, I remembered after the class that I forgot to talk about if else statement. So if else statement is like okay, it's a like conditional statement. So it means if something holds true, you want like if some condition holds true, you want Python to do something for you. Otherwise, you want it to do something else. So what is an example of a situation we can use the if else statement? For instance, let us say let us define maybe a variable x to be equal to okay, I don't know if I need to do a recap of what we did yesterday. Would you like a 1 to 2 minutes recap, or can I just continue with what I have to do today?
Hello, I think the recap will help.
Okay, so let me see. Let me open yesterday's file. So what we did yesterday was we first created a list of numbers from 1 to 99 with increments 2, and then we squared all the numbers in this list. We squared each one, and we used 4 methods in finding the square. The first one we did was to use a for loop, and we used the append function in the for loop. We used append function to keep adding like new elements. As we are squaring each term, we are adding it to this empty list until we get this whole list with the squares. And then the second method we used is the while loop. For the while loop, we first had to get the length of the list. So this is the function used to get the length of a list. So we used this to get the length to be 50, and then we set our condition to be okay. We first initialized I to be 0, and then we set our condition to be if I is less than 50, then we want to keep squaring the ith position, the number in the ith position in first list. And then that was how we squared all of the numbers in first list. Yes, I also wanted to point out that if you happen to use while lists, like maybe sometime in your data science journey, you have to be careful, because you have to ensure that that condition you're setting is not going to be true infinitely many times. What I mean by this is I'm going to give you an example where like the condition keeps holding, and then you would run into an error, because if the condition keeps holding and there's no way to stop the condition, like Python cannot just cannot keep running like the statements over and over and over again if there is no stopping criterion. But here we have while I is less than 50. And if we keep adding 1 to 0, eventually we're going to get to number 49, and then we get to number 50. And when we're at number 50, 50 is not strictly less than 50, so the condition becomes false. And from that point, Python just keeps any other, it won't run what is under the while condition anymore. And then the third method we used was the lambda function. Lambda is like an easy way of defining a function. Yeah, if a function is like simple enough to be that you can define it to the lambda function, then it's more straightforward than using the define function method. Then the fourth method we used was list comprehension, and this is like the easiest amongst the four. It's just a one-line statement. You just say x squared for every x in first list, and then we saw how to get we saw how to extract elements in the list, and then we saw what a tuple is. A tuple is usually enclosed inside a round bracket. For a list is enclosed in a square bracket, while a tuple is enclosed in a round bracket. And then we summed two tuples, and then okay, this point we extracted some elements from a list, and then we formed a tuple of this list. And then what we did next was to we created a Boolean tuple. That means it has Boolean, the elements in the tuple are Boolean. And then this was the condition we used to check to get our Boolean values. We checked if x is an integer and if y is a string. And then the first one happens to be true, false, while the second one happens to be true. Then next is a dictionary. We saw how to create a dictionary. This is how to create a dictionary. You have the keys and you have the values. So the values can be anything. The keys have to be strings, but the values can be numbers. It can be strings. It can be lists. It can be tuples. It can be anything. But the keys have to be strings. And then we saw how to extract the keys, and we saw how to extract the values. And then when you extract the keys and the values, they come as like dictionary keys or dictionary values. So you have to convert convert them into lists. That was why we use this list function. And then yes, we saw how to extract the values of okay. I have to rerun this thing before the correct value shows. But what we did here was extracting the value for the key A, and then yeah, we saw how to delete a key, and then we talked about how to install packages. So that's a recap of what we did yesterday. I'll ask if there's a question again. Please mute your mic and talk if you have a question before I finish writing what I'm writing.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like I tried using an integer as a key, and it worked.
You tried using what?
An integer as a key,
Did you
and
put it
it
inside?
worked.
Did you put it inside
A string, like a string?
inside quotation marks?
No, no, no. I used it directly,
Okay, okay.
and it worked.
Then I'm wrong. Well then I would have to check for you to see what are the what are the what are the possible variable types? Should I say what are the possible value types we could use as as a key? Or do you know what the possible value types are? Do you already know that?
I don't really know, but I just tried using an integer, and
Okay,
it
okay,
worked.
okay, okay. I'm sorry about that. Then I would check what or what are the possible value types, and then um yes, and then update you. I used to think it could only be a
Okay,
string.
thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you for that. Um if x is let me say y is 10, x is mhm. Let me use this and then y. Mm, mm. This is supposed to. No, I've forgotten the indentation for this. Let me see if it's this way. Okay. Mm. No, sorry. Um, I think it's this way. Yep. I think it's something like this. Let me see. I hope I am correct. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, it's not this way. It's supposed to be. Mm, mm. Yeah. So, yes, let me yes, so if you look at the first line, I said x is equal to int of floats of impute x and y is int of float of impute, sorry. And I use the if condition. If x is less than y, then this condition, else this condition. So this function imputes, this function inside, it's used when you want someone to impute something in like the after the code has been run, then like the user can impute a value that you now use like no, can impute something you use in like whatever you have to do in your code. So so why I put this is like I want like the user to impute any value he likes here, and then impute another value here. And then the reason why I put int and float is if you impute a string like something like 8.3, without this float, you can't cast it directly to an integer. It won't work. You have to first convert it to a float, and then you convert it to an X.
Sehr geehrte Gäste, das ist ein Alarm.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, there was an emergency, and we're asked to evacuate the building. I was having the meeting, so I'm sorry I can't continue now. I'm outside.
Sure.
Yes, so yes, please. I don't know if Yusuf is available to maybe continue, but I can't continue now.
Uh-uh.
Okay, okay. So let me see if I can
So
share
sorry,
my screen.
I'll be disconnecting now.
Okay, no problem. So I'll be sharing my screen. I'll just be talking about. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you,
Yes, we
sir.
can hear you.
So I'll just
Yeah,
be
audible.
like I'll just go through my own slide. Then from there, probably do a little practical about Jupyter. And I think some people said they're having issue calling out how to call the notebook on a local. So I'll just probably do like a review of that too. But let me see if I can just share my
Look at the
slide.
cooking building also.
Let me see if I can just share my slide. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay. So okay, I'm coming. Okay, so can everyone see my screen? So please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. Can you see my screen like this?
Yes, yes, we can see the Explorer.
I'm on file X. Yeah, okay. So I just want to like explain how to open Jupyter for us. So this is my file explorer, right? So this is like my system name now. Can we see ASA? Hello? Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can see
Yes,
it.
yes, we can
Yes, we
see
can
it.
see it.
So from here now, I have to go into user. Can you see user here? Then my system default name will be SBM coded, which is this. So anything like when you on your system, anything it shows when you're your system is called default name. So my default name is SBM coded. I'll just click on it now. Then from there you can search for app data, like app data app data. So this is app data. So from the app data, okay, so I can just right click on it like this. Sorry, I just right click on it like this. Then open file location. Then once you open file location, you can see here local. So I just click here. Then go to programs. Then my Python here. Then any version of Python you have on your system. Then click on it. Then this is script. So you come to script. Once you click on script, then you come here. You just click CMD. Okay, once CMD pop up, you just type Jupyter notebook. Then it automatically comes up straight by itself. So it might okay, it's coming up already. So can we see it's already on like this? Can you see my notebook now? It's loading.
Sorry, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is the purpose of going through that process of clicking the default name of the system, going to have data,
Okay,
all this, is it just to
okay.
load the Jupyter notebook, or there is specific reason? What if I search from the search bar, app search bar, and I search for Jupyter notebook and I launch it directly? Like if it's load like that, is it okay
Yeah,
like
it's
that,
I
or
think
there
it
is?
it can work like that, but if you run it like that, there are some packages you'll not be able. I've tried it before that when I was trying to run a code, like there are some packages you will not be able to access if you just type the Python. But if you call it from a Python that you download, there are a lot of packages in Python that will be there already, like an inbuilt function that are
Okay.
already there, so it will be very easy for you to call like that.
Can you please endeavor to maybe just for just few seconds, maybe you should just do a little recap of the process from the beginning to the end.
I will do it again. Let me just go through my slide. Then from my
Okay.
slide, if there's this time, I'll do it again.
Thank you.
Can you see my slide like this?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes. So we have been talking about data science, data science, data science. So a lot of us don't know that okay, a lot of us know rather, sorry, that data science is like a subset of artificial intelligence. So the era we are now, everybody have to do with data, everybody works with data, everybody needs data. Like before you move from this place, you see people having data in their various companies. Airtel have data, MTN have data, a lot of people. So here I come to the bottom by saying artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. Artificial intelligence is undoubtedly the hottest boom word today, and for all good and all the good reasons. Over the past decades, AI has truly become a factor of production with potential to include new sources of growth and change the way work is done across industries. So looking at this particular place, it's just trying to say, okay, nowadays, before we move from this place, AI, even when you are building a website, you will need AI. There's nothing you are doing now that you don't need a concept of artificial intelligence. So basically, if you are to ask me that, okay, I should define artificial intelligence to you now, say, okay, artificial intelligence is when a system can act like human, then can act rational like human, So when you are doing something like that, when a system can reason the way you reason, that's why when a company provides a very large data, normally before they will say, okay, maybe their workers should start analyzing the data for them, okay, get insights from the data manually. But that can take a lot of years or months rather before you can get, let's say, all this. I will be using all these telecommunication company, for example, all this Airtel or MTN, before they can gather their data from various sources, from various locations, and from various people. You have millions of data, and you cannot say two, three people, or even if you have 20 people to work on that particular data, to take them a lot of time. But now, artificial intelligence within a twinkle of an eye, it can just solve the work for you by getting the actual result you want from the data. So that's what this particular piece is talking about. So, artificial intelligence is a technique for having a computer or machine that think intelligently in the same way that a human brain does. AI is achieved through evaluating the cognitive process and research the pattern of human brain. So, like I've said before, when a system can think like human, can act like human, that's what we call artificial intelligence. So, some people will say, okay, in artificial intelligence and human intelligence, which one is more okay? Though there's no specific answer to that. Everybody can have their. Once you have your perfect answer, but if you have to ask me, it's still human intelligence, I will go for ASPA. Okay, there are some errors in the data that human being can just notice and correct. That system, artificial intelligence will just overlook it or just display error for you like that as per. That is what is seen. So now, when you're dealing with data science, machine learning, that's what me I used to call it. Because when you're working with algorithms like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, when you're working like that in data science, you're entering machine learning. So now that buttress me to say, okay, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence that involve the study and the use of algorithm and statistical model. Okay, so we can remember that my other facilitators was talking about some subjects that you need to understand, like mathematics, statistics. Yes, you need to understand this concept. Though you might not really see the way the workings is being done to get the algorithm. That's what we call abstract in Python. When you are showing only the end product to the user, not showing the way you got it. That's what is called abstract. So now abstract is like, okay, the way we get, okay, for example, now We are working with supervised learning now. Supervised learning, like, okay, when you have a data, and that, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can do.
Okay. So when we have a data now, that inside that data we have male and female. Now that is supervised learning because the data has already been classified into male and female. So when you're working with something like that and you're now told to perform an algorithm, like, okay, supervised algorithm, like, let's say, excuse me, k nearest neighbor, or you have to use linear regression, excuse me. So when you're doing something like that, that is when you call algorithm statistical models. So some of these, when you're, so basically machine learning is probability. You're trying to check the probability of me having male more than female in a particular data. That's probability, and probability is either one or less than one. So when you're having an accuracy that is like telling you above one, that means it's very, very wrong. So when you are dealing with all these things, that's when machine learning comes in, and everything is buttressed under artificial intelligence. So that's why we say it's a subset of artificial intelligence that involve the study and the use of algorithm and statistical model in computer system to perform specific tasks without human interaction. So the process by which your system can understand that, okay, to predict male and female in this data, human being is not telling that particular system that the data is male and female. That means it's left for the system to decide that, okay, this is a male, this is a female. So machine learning models rely on patterns and inference instead of manual human instruction. Almost that can be completed with a data defined pattern or set of rules can be done with machine learning. Machine learning algorithm can be subdivided into supervised and unsupervised and reinforcement learning. Well, we will not really touch all these aspects in this workshop, but majorly we'll talk on supervised learning first, because if you don't understand the concept of supervised, you cannot say you are going to unsupervised. So now, I'll be talking on supervised learning. So, in supervised learning algorithm, you train your model on a labeled data set, which means you have both raw input as well as its results. So, when this is trying to say, okay, like I said before, when you have a data set that contains male and female, that particular data set now, you train that data set to the extent that your system can understand that, okay, what I'm trying to do with this data is, okay, maybe male should be 0 and female should be 1. That means system already understand that, because system does not understand alphabets, to understand 0 and 1 binary number. So when your system understands 0 and 1 like that, so now you are representing male as 0, female as 1. So that is a labeled data set. You've already labeled it that, okay, male is 0, female is 1. So then you have other columns too. But when you're dealing with when you're dealing with machine learning, you must have what we call it, a target variable. Target variable is, okay, let's say you are trying to detect from a data set that contain male and female also. Let me use that for example. You're trying to detect the accuracy or the prediction of a data set of male and female. You want to get the accuracy. Now, when you are training that particular data set, you train it with that column that contains male and female in terms of 0 and 1, like we've represented male as 0 and female as 1. So that's called labeled data set. That is your label data set, your target variable. But when you're dealing with unsupervised learning, okay, unsupervised learning comes in the sense that, okay, let's say I'm having a data set now that inside one column will have male, female, children, infants. Let me put it like that. That kind of data set is not really structured. And now I'm having age again in another column, age like 0, 1, 2, 0, 1. When you come to that, under male and female, you have aged people, like people that are above 70, above. So before you can say, okay, you want to analyze that particular data set to become something that you understand, it will take a lot of time. So that's why we call them unsupervised, because you are not giving the actual, it's not straight, it is scattered. That's what we call clustering. It is scattered, so you have to rearrange it by yourself, and before you can make prediction on it, you have to like get the actual information from the data set, so you can say, okay, you want to do this, you want to do that. So when you are doing that, that is called unsupervised machine learning, unsupervised learning. So This is just like a pictorial diagram of how supervised learning represents. So you see this one now. We have a triangle, we have a circle, then we have we say a rectangle too, or a square. So you can see when you perform some algorithms now, you see it group them based on where they are meant to be. But for unsupervised now, okay, I don't have a diagram showing that. Maybe I will do that before, maybe by tomorrow. I'll get a diagram that shows unsupervised too. So reinforcement learning, well, people don't really dabble inside reinforcement learning like that, because reinforcement learning deals with robotics and all, but it's still part of machine learning, like subset of machine learning. So reinforcement learning is an autonomous self-teaching system that essentially learned by trial and error. Okay, this reinforcement learning now is like a system that can adapt based on environment. Okay, I will use a robot for example. I don't know, when you use a robot, when you probably a robot is to bring broom outside to a particular place, and the robot is doing that every and maybe before the owner of the robot have to control the robot. Okay, get agents, when you keep telling that robot, it will stick to his brain that to the extent that you won't even have to tell the robot again that go and get me broom before the robot comes and give you broom. That means when you try it first time, try and error, it will reach a particular point, the system will adapt to that environment. That's what we call reinforcement learning. So now I go by saying, okay, data science is an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithm, and system to extract knowledge and insight from structured and unstructured data. So now, emphasis on extract knowledge and insight. So when you are given a data set, what you have to do is extract knowledge first, then you get insight from whether the data is structured or unstructured data. First thing you must do is extract knowledge. You need to understand that particular data set. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is somebody saying
Yes,
something?
yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Should I come? Okay. So first of all, when
Okay.
you're given a data set, you have to extract knowledge first. Then you now make insights. Insights can be graphical representation, like my other colleagues have said before. Like when you're doing data analysis, you need like a graphical representation of it. So when you get insight can be graphical representation or making some predictions on that particular data set. So that's when you call insight. That's what we call insight. Okay, so and apply knowledge and actionable insights from data across a broad range of application domain. So data science is something I can't really say that because I'm sharing my screen. So this is like how will I say it? Just like um a set showing how they really connect from computer science, machine learning, data science. You can see data science is like they are mother in the middle now, like a mother in the middle. So software development, you need data science. Computer science, you need data science. Statistical mathematics, you need data science. In businesses, you will need data science. So data science is very broad, but still under artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is like the mother that carries all of them together. So applications of where artificial intelligence is used: robotics, in transportation, in fraud detection, in healthcare, in marketing. Majorly in fraud detection now, artificial intelligence is used a lot because all these people that fraud people now, they get information from how they do it. Like system continue to learn that okay, when you ask me die this, die that, die that. So from there, system will predict that okay, this person is trying to fraud you, this person is trying to do this. Then in robotics, that is when reinforcement learning comes in. That okay, your system continues to adapt to the environment. In healthcare, well, was it 2 months ago, like 4 months ago, I was listening to someone saying ChatGPT. I don't know if everybody knows ChatGPT.
Yes.
As we all know it.
Can somebody you know ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was listening that ChatGPT was giving exam, and ChatGPT passed the exam 99% accuracy. So that means some algorithms have been trained for ChatGPT to understand that exam. Like now, maybe how to do a surgery on a particular person. System, even very soon you see some robots can even do surgery better than a doctor now, because they've trained those kind of system to understand what they have to do. Then in marketing, maybe you want to get the profit and loss of your product, you can use artificial intelligence by making some prediction. Okay, I sell this, what are my revenue, what are this, what are that, and all. So that is all I have in my slide for this. So I'll just stop. Let me see if I can stop sharing this now. So based on what I've said, is there any question for now? Let me just stop sharing, because I might be talking more on practical aspects now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you.
So is there any question?
Yeah, good evening. My question is with regards to Jupyter Notebook that you started with.
Okay, what did you say? What did you say?
You promised to do it again.
My
Uh,
question is with regards
Yes,
to
I will.
Jupyter Notebook. Uh,
I
the
will.
method you just the method you just showed us now. So whenever you are launching Jupyter Notebook, that's the only method, or
Light.
maybe there is
Remember?
an alternative method.
Oh,
Well, that's like the best method so far, because if you use an account, I think you have to like access it with your internet. But this is now without internet. If you have all your application installed, like all your packages rather installed, you don't need to stress yourself again by owning your internet before you can start coding on that local host. So that's why I recommend that particular method, because sometimes you might want to code and there's no data. We have to wait till you have data or internet before you can code. So you can just use your local host to code and all. So that's why I recommend that. So there are other methods. If you use VS Code Jupyter Notebook, it's still okay. But I still prefer this as that in terms of people that are still learning, that it's very easy for you to code without needing internet to make your code. Do you get?
All right, I
So
understand.
I'll just probably just. Do you have any question based on my slide? Do you have any question based on my slide?
no.
Okay, I can hear you. Okay, so if there's no question, let me just rephrase on how to launch the notebook
Yusuf,
again. Yes, I can hear you.
Yusuf, yes, I
I
don't
can
know
hear
if
you.
you are done with explaining, demonstrating how to launch the notebook again. I don't know if Rama can continue. I think she's back.
I just want to do it again.
Okay, just show them.
Okay, she's back.
Yes.
Okay, so the attendance has been dropped on the chat. Please let's endeavor to sign the attendance.
The attendance has been logged. They should just wait for some minutes.
Back. Is she back? Okay, somebody is raising his or hand, or please you can talk.
Yes, please. Good evening, sir. Hello?
I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, sir,
I can
please.
hear you. Good evening.
I also have a problem with launching the notebook. I've installed it, but I use my system is Mac OS. It's not Windows. So is there a way you can explain?
Your system is what?
Mac OS, MacBook. I'm using
Okay, I will
MacBook.
tell my other colleague to explain, because I'll tell my other colleague to explain how to open it on macOS. I already have the instruction with you on how to do it. I don't know how to do the practical aspects because I cannot
Okay.
access
Okay.
MacBook right now.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for let me just show how to um how to do the practical aspect on how to code the notebook. Ram, are you ready for the presentation? Like to continue?
Yes. Yes, I'm ready. When you're done. Okay.
Okay, let me just quickly show them on how to like launch the notebook.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So I'll be sharing again. Okay, so I'll be going from my file. So this is my file. So my system name, please let's follow closely. My system name, then I'll move from there to user. Then from user, I told you you have to look for your default name. Like when you on your system, the particular name your system will display. That's called default name. For my own side, it will display SBM coded. So I'll just click on SBM coded. The- Then from there, I'll move to app data. Sorry, please, I have to go now. I'll come back. Please, Rama, can you start? Like, I need to attend to something urgently, please.
Okay. Where I am currently is not so quiet, but I want to ask if you can all hear me clearly. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can hear
you.
you.
Otherwise, I could change like location.
No,
We
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. Um, Let me continue with what I was um. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Okay. So I have X to be the whatever input we have, we convert it to a float and then to an integer for X and Y. And then this if else condition is saying, okay, check if X is less than Y. If this is true, then print X is smaller than Y. So this function F is used to, if you already have like a value that exists in your code and you want to print it out like inside a string, then you put like all what you want to have, like what you want to be displayed inside a string, and then the values you already have in your code that like the variables that already exist in your code that you want to be part of the output, then you put them inside these braces, and then you put this F in front of the quotation mark. So this condition is saying if X is less than Y, then we print X is smaller than Y. And if X is otherwise, that is if X is greater or equal to Y, then we print X is greater or equal to Y. So now if I run this code, I'm being asked to impute a value. That's for the first line, this X. So if I impute 10.8, then I'm asked to put another value again. So assuming I put 10, then we can see that if 10.8 is casted to an integer, it becomes 10, and then it's equal to 10, which is already an integer. So we have 10 is greater or equal to 10. Because this first condition is not satisfied, that is why we have this second condition being printed out. So X is greater or equal to Y, but what is X in this case? It's 10. What is Y in this case? I think maybe to make yeah, it's okay this way. Yeah, 10 is greater or equal to 10. Do you understand what I did here?
Yes, yes, we understand.
Okay, thank you. Then let me check the next point.
So sorry, I have a question.
Okay,
That if
I'm
you
listening.
that if you put in that in the front of the string in the print
Yes,
statement,
yes.
is it the same thing as like format method?
The same thing as format method.
Like, what of if I put that x in parentheses and I put y in parentheses and I'll say dot format and I put x comma y?
Well, I don't know about that. What do you mean? You mean
Like, if you delete that f and you put
okay.
that x is smaller than y in that parenthesis, then in front of, okay, in
Then
front
in
of
front
that, then you now put dot format.
of this way,
Yes, dot format.
as a
Then
function this way,
you now put x comma y
inside the format.
inside the format.
Okay. Let us see. Mhm. So, um, I think it's not the same thing. I'm seeing an error message. Print FOX, and it's on this line that we have the format function key arrow X.
You
Okay.
have to remove the x and the y in
You
the
said?
you need to remove the x and the y. This is just the older method. It's the same thing what you did, but this is the
I need to
older
remove what?
the x and the y in the first
Okay.
in the main codes. After print, you have the x in parentheses
Oh,
and
sorry.
then the y. You have to remove them completely.
Yeah,
No, no,
let me see.
not the x and y in the format. The ones in the
You need to remove the ones in the
remember
parentheses.
correctly.
Oh, you mean I shouldn't have anything in this
In the
parenthesis?
parentheses, yeah, you shouldn't have anything there.
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
You know, you will now put x and y, x comma y.
okay.
But we don't really need it now. This is the whole
You said?
method of doing it. This is the whole way of doing it. It's
Well, I don't know. Perhaps maybe it has been changed.
of
Okay, I
course
just want to check
Hello.
if they are the same.
What did you say?
I just want to check if they are the same since
Ah,
the
okay,
text is
okay.
with us. Then we've
I,
learned that one. We've learned the other one now.
okay,
Just to,
I actually never knew about this format method. What I've always known is this F.
yeah.
I think this one is straightforward than that one.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
remove the
yes, and yeah, for the person we're talking about dictionaries with, I checked, and the valid value types for keys in dictionaries are strings, numbers, and tuples. Only strings, numbers, and tuples. Aside from string numbers and tuples, you can't use any other value type as a key value in your dictionary. For instance, you can't use a list. Yes. Okay.
Is that only string
Yes.
numbers and tuples?
What did you say?
Only string numbers and tuples. Hello, man.
Yeah, then I think now we're going to look at important libraries. And the first library we're going to import is import NumPy. And we're going to import it as NP. No, this is not
Hello, Rama, please unmute yourself so that we can hear you. Muhammad, please mute yourself. Hello, Rama, can you hear me?
Anybody who comes out of
lẹ́yìn ìdáwó ìta no ẹ wọ́n pé tí wọ́n bá gbéṣẹ́ fún yàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tí structure bá wà
Olanike
àwọn
Gbemisola, please mute yourself. Please mute
láti máa
yourself.
they do not just leave it in the structure like that. It's free. But the lady kọ́dá fi ní kó mú tàbí ní pé system ẹ̀ ò ṣiṣẹ́ máàkì system ẹ̀ ò
Please
ṣiṣẹ́.
mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
Okay. Hello. Sorry. I did not know I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so we already saw that if we have like two lists, if we sum them, this is what we have. But like, okay, the first advantage of NumPy I can tell you is if we have a NumPy array, then we can sum like component wise if we have like two arrays. For instance, what if we want to have 1 plus 3 and then 2 plus 4 as the solution of as the sum of 1, 2, and 3, 4. That is what one of the things NumPy does for us. So for instance, we have this list to be this. Let me say, let me now name them array 1 and array 2. So to create a NumPy array, the easiest way is to just put np.array and then you put your list in it. You put np.array and then you put your list and then you have a NumPy array now. And if you sum these two arrays now, what you're going to have is component-wise summation. That is, you're going to have 1 plus 3, that is 4, 2 plus 4, which is 6. Let us see this. Oh, sorry, I didn't change this to array 1. Yeah, so you see what we have is a NumPy array where we have component-wise summation 1 plus 3 and then 2 plus 4. So if you need to yes, another thing we could do with NumPy is we could like form a NumPy array of maybe zeros. We just specify the size. We could have np dot zeros and then we specify the size to be shape is equal to, and then we have, for instance, 3 by 3. And then for those who know what a matrix is, then we have like a 3 by 3 matrix with zeros inside. And then if we need ones, we could also do this, and then we have ones inside. So if you need any other number to be inside, maybe 5, 10, you just say this multiplied by 5, for instance, and then you have an array of all the numbers being 5. So NP array, NumPy array also has the property that if you have an NP array, let me say, for instance, if you have this, and then maybe we have 3, 4, and then you have times 7, then it's going to multiply all the components by 7 for you. And then yes, but okay, what if we want to manually like create like a 3 by 3 NumPy array? What we do is we have np dot array. One way to go about it is we have we put a list, and then we create a list of lists, Let me do it this way. And then we put 2, and then we put 4, and then we have yeah. So you see what we have here is a 2 by 2 matrix. So if we need like a 2 by 3 matrix, we could just add one more something like this, and then we have you can see what we have, right? So this is just like a matrix as we know in maths. So NumPy has like a lot of nice properties. We could also for instance Control C. We could also Control V. I'm sorry. We could also like divide by a scalar to have all the components divided. And yes, what I wanted us to do now is I want us to define a function that would multiply 2 matrices, because in this function, we're going to use a for loop. We're going to transpose a matrix, and then, yes, let me see, let us start. Let us define a matrix. Let me say, okay, usually we represent matrices with uppercase letters. So let me define a first matrix as an NP array. Let me say so we have matrix A to be this. It's a 3 by 3 matrix. It has 3 rows and 3 columns. So to get the transpose of this matrix, what we just do is we use the function A dot transpose this way, and then we get the transpose of this matrix. What did I do? I forgot. Sorry. I forgot a comma here. Yeah. So we have this is the okay. Let me print let me display both A and A transpose. So you can see this is our matrix A. And if you look at what we have below, it is the transpose of the matrix we have above, right? Then I want us to multiply the 2 matrices. So how do we multiply 2 matrices? Usually we multiply this this row. We multiply like the first row by the first column. Okay, I wanted to have this in a notepad first before now, but yeah. So let me say
time is represents all to deal with it here. Nonsense.
I check your buddy. Chain and then one. So what do I have here? I want to multiply the two matrices A and A transpose in such a way that I want to multiply the first row of A and the first row of B. And okay, sorry, I'm supposed to have a dot sum here because NumPy has this dot sum function, and what it does is to sum all of the entries inside whatever matrix you put. So when I have whatever value I have from multiplying these two terms, it's going to sum it for me, and this multiplication is going to be component wise. So what I'm doing here is for I in 0, 1, 2. Why I'm saying 0, 1, 2 is because okay, like for lists, sorry, let me put like a box up. Like for lists, you can access like a row or a column in your NPRA. You can, for instance, if we put A of 0, it's going to give us the first row of A. Let's see what it is. It gives us, you see, we have like the first row of A. If we put A of 1, it's going to give us the second row. And if we put the A of 2, it's going to give us the third row. If we need to have the column, then we could do this, and then we have 0. Yes. So what this dot means is we want all the terms in the rows of A, but in the 0th column. With this comma, we have that the first part before the comma is representing what part we want in the row, and the part after the comma is representing what we want in the column. So this means that we want all of the rows, but the first column. So that is why we are picking the element in all the rows 1, 2, and 2, but only the first column. If we want from the second column, we have 1 here, and it will give us the second column, 4, 3, and 2. If we want from the third column, we put 2 here, and we have 8, 9, and 4. So if we want just maybe this 3, so if we look at this 3, it is in the second row and in the second column. So we put A 2, 2, and then it will give us, which one am I having for? Oh, sorry, not A 2, 2. I'm supposed to have A 1, 1. Because Python's indexing is -1. So the second row is like with index 1 in the row, and the second column is index 1 in the column. So we have 3. So what I'm doing here is for I in 0, 1, 2. So this is to select all of the rows in A. And for J in 0, 1, 2, this is to select all of the rows in A transpose, which I think is what I called B. Yeah, let me set B to be A transpose. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, so I'm multiplying the first row of A and the first row of B, which is the same thing as multiplying the first row of A and the second column of B. And then after multiplying the two matrices component-wise, I'm taking the sum. So if you look at this carefully, this is exactly equal to what we do in matrix multiplication. Let me see. Okay, I added a 0 and E here. Let me see. Yes. So if you multiply a matrix by itself, if you take this matrix A and multiply it manually, this is what you're going to have as its square. So we can use a for loop, and you can see we have the dot sum function. We have a lot of functions in NumPy. You have the mean, you have the median. We can decide to find we can decide to find maybe C dot mean, and then it's going to give us the mean of all the values in the rows and all the columns of C. There is also the reshape, resize, reshape. there are a lot of couple of many more functions you can do in NumPy, but I think I'll be jumping to matplotlib now because of time. So to import matplotlib, we import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. So matplotlib is used to plot a graph. So yeah, the simplest graph we can decide to plot now is let me see. Let me say we have the np dot arange function in NumPy that we could decide to get values between 0 and 1, and then with increments 0.05, and yeah, we could decide to define let me say this is let me call this my value range, and then I could decide to define maybe let me do something like this. And then I say it's equal to and then we have and then we have and then we have which
Is it here?
I think I need to 7 X and sorry, I think I have to check the syntax for this. Sorry. Oh, okay.
Hello, Rahman.
Okay.
You use domain value twice.
Okay. Yes. I just noticed that. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. So this is the plot we have. So what I did here was to get the range of values between let me see. Let me do something like this. Yeah, so Yeah, so we have like numbers between 0 and 1 with increments of 0.05. You can see them, right? 0, 0.05, 0.1. Let me convert this to an NP array. So we see what this is to, value range. Mm. Yeah, so you see, for each element, because we have this lambda function, so we have 0, 0.05 squared, we have this 0.1 squared, we have 0.01. So we have like a range of values, x and y. So what we are doing in this graph is for each point in, like for the first element here, we plot it against the first element here. For the second element here, we plot it against the second element here, and then we connect what we have in the point with like a line graph. So yes, so we could decide to add some aesthetics like plt dot x label. We could add our x label to be for instance.
Hello, Rahama.
Yes.
Please check the plus. You were plotting domain value against domain value instead of domain value against value range.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Sorry. We could also set the value range, value. No, which one is range? This is supposed to be domain, and then this is supposed to be y label, and then okay. So now what problem do I have?
And nobody can
Sorry, let me do some changes here. I think I should do this here.
One that came went up with the
Yeah. And then okay. Yes, so you see our X title here is value domain, and then our Y label is value range. And then yes, this plt.show is what lets the graph to, it's what let us see the graph. If you don't put plt.show, then your graph won't show. No. Yeah. Maybe because this is let me see. Let me remove this too. Okay. Sorry. Usually it doesn't. Let me see. Let me remove this plt.show, but put maybe something underneath it. X, and then let me put maybe value range.
I don't know what is wrong with that. Tell them before you feel like that was what they did to me. Also.
Yeah, and then what else? Yeah, then we could also add title. You could add whatever title you want. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is just simple line plots in Matplotlib. You could also do a couple of other plots, but maybe I won't. We have 5 minutes to go, and yeah, I wanted to talk about pandas because tomorrow I want us to use the first 30 minutes to do our exploratory data analysis. So to use pandas, we import pandas as TD. Let me see. I don't know if I've installed it. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. So the easiest way to create pandas is from a dictionary. So if we have like a dictionary, let's see, where's our dictionary for yesterday? So let me copy. And then the easiest way is this is the command used to if using our scale very small person index. Okay. Oh, okay. So sorry, if we already have for instance, if we have sorry, let me do something like this. Sorry.
This one, it won't have it. So we don't be monitoring it. It's a little bit what are you
Yeah, so this is the easiest way to create a data frame, to have like a dictionary with lists, and then you you use this command pd.dataframe, and then it puts all your lists like as like columns, and then the keys you have in your dictionary is used as the like column name of each column, and then yes, they're being indexed. So but for what we'll do tomorrow, we'll be loading a CSV file as a data frame. And to do that, how it's done is okay, it's 9:30. Let me stop here. Tomorrow we are going to load a CSV file, and then we'll do some data cleaning with Python. So thank you very much for waiting to this time. And yeah.
So please help share the slide, the notebook. I mean the practice this thing.
What did you say?
Help share the practice this thing.
Yes, I'm going to share the notebooks,
And
and
add comment before you.
and I think
You
I'm
can
going to add
comments.
comments, and then I'm going to add like some more things that maybe I think I'm supposed to have, but because of time, it's not possible for me to look at them.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. So if you have any question, please ask.
Because I want to ask, those are they functions under MP? So that if someone wants to search them, just know what to search, like
You
functions.
said
I mean, arrange arrays.
this one?
Yeah, are they functions of MP or methods
Yes,
of?
yes. You can only use this if you've imported NumPy, because you can see we have NP in front of it.
What is the difference between that array and that arrange?
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. np.array is if you have a list, or I think a tuple, and you want to convert it to an NP array, then you use this np.array. So this is already a list. We already have like a list of numbers here. So we now converted it to like an array. Do you understand? Using NumPy.
Okay.
While arrange, the list never existed. We are using NumPy's like inbuilt, like a function in NumPy library, which is used to generate numbers between an interval. Here, the interval is between 0 and 1, and then the increment is 0.05.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was used to create this interval, while this np.array was used to convert this list into a NumPy array.
In that lambda, I don't really get it. What can we use another value instead of x?
Instead of x, yeah?
Yes.
No, whatever value you put here, the function you have here must depend on the value you have here.
Okay, let's say
Because
I
you're
have
saying
y.
that you said?
If I have y there, I'll say y to the
Yes,
power of.
yes, you can change it to yes. X here is it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But whatever you have here, it's what you should have here. And the map function is used to map like all of the values we have here. It applies
Okay.
this function
To
to
them. To them.
yes, to all of the values here. Yes.
Okay. Everything after that lambda to that comma, it is a function.
Yes, this is a
So
function.
we are
And
not
then this function
mapping.
is applied.
Okay, to any value that is contained in that variable.
Yes, that is contained in value domain.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other question?
Please, can you go back to the pandas? I want to check something there.
Okay, as you're going back to pandas, I think there is a lady that asks how to launch Jupyter Notebook on Mac. I don't know if you can also demonstrate that if the lady, if she's still around.
How to launch Jupyter Notebook on Mac?
Yes.
I think if you install Jupyter Notebook on your terminal, then you just put the command Jupyter Notebook.
I don't know. You can ask the person around and so that maybe you demonstrate, or the person will just chat you personally and people will discuss that. I don't know. I
Okay, it's
just
also
say
fine.
I should inform you.
Hello. It's my friend more coming. More coming. It's better to look here sometimes to open. It's okay. I don't know what happens, and then it's welcome. One come through the night.
Hello. If there is
Yeah.
if there is no any question, maybe we end the class. But if there is question, please let's ask question and we move on.
Kannst du Englisch? Für die Delegation?
So yeah, I would like to apologize again for the additional about 36 minutes and then the break we had. Yeah. And we'll have our last 30-minute session tomorrow before my colleague takes over. Yeah. And then
Thank you, everyone. I think we have come to the end of today's class. If you did not fill the attendance, I will drop the link now again so that you can fill the attendance because the attendance will close by 9:45.
So if they need you, you'll call you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, good night, everyone. I think I've already sent the form. Please, let's make sure we fill the form. Good night.
Hello, everyone.